Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Cruise. And we're celebrating again this week. And you all, well, you all know who you are out there. But you got me in trouble last week. And boy, I tell you, you all won. I know, I joke around, you all wanted me to slur my words and everything else. You all won last week. It was a lot of fun, though. I was just talking off camera to some of our guests tonight, and I was saying, yeah, that was not a pretty picture later that night or the next day. I was hurting pretty bad. That was the celebration for 1 million views. And guess what? We have something else to celebrate today as we just went over 7,000. I wasn't sure. And from the help of all our cruise content friends, our admin, Tim, we got there just before we went live here. Just within the past hour or so, we went over 7,000. So it's official. And yeah, what a great 3 weeks. Last week, 1 million. This week, 7,000 subscribers. And next week, we have Cookie on. So, just a great 3 week stretch. But so many of you are in the comments today. So I want to take time before we bring our guests on to say hello to everybody. And we started it off with Tim. Tim and I were chatting earlier today, and he was really going to work. Our admin, Tim, there, Tim G, and helped us get over 7,000. So thanks so much for that, Tim. You are awesome, my friend. Then we have Ben up the road in the first place, Milwaukee Brewers. And Ben points it out. He says Brewers are still in first. Yes, they are. All right. So Ben and Tim were talking for a while there. Then we got Mandy. She went to the only game the Cubs won against the Braves, and the Braves are playing the Cubs today. So, Mandy, I'm sure you'll be giving me some score updates, at least if the Braves are winning. You might not give them to me if the Cubs are winning. But welcome back to the show. And look at that here, our first super chat of the day, Mr. Tim, the admin. And you know what? Last week, from all the craziness, did we hit? I think we hit 100 even. I don't know. I guess we're starting a new one here. I guess we hit 100 on the dot. So, and maybe we didn't. I might have to rewatch the tape. So, Tim, you are 1 through 10 as of now, unless I'm looking at some notes that I lost here or something. But I think you are 1 through 10. Yeah, I think so. So, Tim is 1 through 10. And if we get 90 more, of course, we will do the shirt drawing. Let's see. Tim and Ben, you all were having a good conversations there. We got Andrew from Funnelheads, who just might be a guest tonight, that was in the comments there. We got Eric from North Shore Travelers up the road in Minnesota. Good to see you as always, Eric. Who else do we? Will G is here once again. Great to see you, Will G. And then Cruise Life TV, they might just be on the show tonight as well. And then we have Aaron back. There's the link so you can have a whole list of Cubs jokes. Yes. And hopefully not the joke be on the Braves today, not the Cubs, but we'll see. Carnival Cruise Addicts. And little side note here, Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts, I was walking Zoe right before the show, and she knew that I hit 7,000 before I knew. She was the one who informed me that I had hit 7,000. And then Greg and Michelle from Cruise Life TV, they had also informed me that I hit 7,000 along with Tim. So a lot of people keeping track, and thanks so much to everybody for that. And Controversial Cruising, they could potentially be a guest tonight too. We just have a whole bunch of people that could be guests here. We got Ken is in the house once again. Great to see you, Ken. Kevin B is back. Good to see you. Oh, look, Mandy's got a friend here saying go Braves also. Frankie Floyd is here once again. Good to see you, Frankie. And Frankie was a winner last week of one of the shirts. I just sent a shirt off today, along with Sherry and Jay, who won. Michael Allen is here, and Michelle from Cruise Life TV. Again, they might just be on here in a second. Get through all these. Danny D, she was a winner recently. I know she got a Loud Cup. And how is that Loud Cup, Danny D? How is it? Ann is back once again. And everybody's against my Cubbies today. What is going on? Why is everybody anti-Cub today? Embarkation Nation, good to see you all here once again. And we got Rick Wade, the Texas cruiser. putting out the great articles on cruising. If you haven't checked out his Facebook page or his now YouTube channel, go check it out. There's our resident comedian back once again, Brad H. Good to see you here, Brad. Oh, look, we got Sherry back. And right after Sherry, we have Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins. And look at that. We have Aaron. Congratulations. Not even a joke to go along with it. So thank you. Thank you for that, Aaron. I appreciate that very much. And a joke would have been fine too, but awesome. Very, very cool. So we're on our way already toward that first shirt giveaway. And Scott, you got the link. So if you want to jump in, feel free. Scott is from Controversial Cruising. And look at that, Sherry. I just messaged Sherry earlier today. And thank you so much, as always, Sherry, for that. Very, very kind. So you are 31 through 80. And I got to do some shots here, don't I? We're getting right back at it again here. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, and again, I just mentioned that they have family, or they might have been on the show as well today. But thank you so much for that. Look at that. We are already almost hit it. We're 81 through 95 now with Carnival Cruise Addicts there. Sean says, congratulations, Coach, 7,000 subscribers and 1 million views. The Coach Cruise family continues to grow. It does, and it's so awesome. And thank you for pointing that out. We have Antoine Marbley saying congratulations. Thank you for that. Lourdes Rios, hi, Coach, just back from Carnival Glory off its transatlantic. Oh, very cool. I got to do one of those. I have not done a transatlantic, so looking forward to that. And look at that. We got Rick that just got us to 100, just like that. We are at 100. We get to do a drawing. We haven't even gotten the guests on here yet. Oh, goodness. Look, the Braves are already winning 2-0. I just got a score update on my phone. So you see the top of the phone is blank. We have Tim G, 1 through 10, Aaron, 11 through 30, Sherry, 31 through 80, Carnival Cruise Addicts, 81 through 95, and Rick, 96 through 100. Let's see who the winner is. Siri, give me a random number, 1 through 100. It is 50 on the dot. And look at that. Sherry, right in the middle. She had numbers 31 through 80. You are a winner. Once again, Sherry, thank you and Jay so much for your support. Much appreciated. And then let's get back to the comments. And we're almost caught up. We can almost get our guests on here. We have Amy McConnell saying, hi, congratulations. Will G says, congrats. And yes. All right. So I think we caught up with everybody. So once again, everybody, thank you so much. And I'm not caught up though, am I? Where is my shot glass? I might have lost it from last week. Oh, goodness. I don't know where my shot glass. I lost my shot glass. Well, what are we going to? Oh, here we go. Now, this is bigger than a shot, but this is the little boot. So, and we got to get Tim started us off today. So, Zoe, come here. Tim got your treat to start things off. So, happy 7,000 from Tim. High five. There you go. Good girl. All right. So, that takes care of Tim. And then Aaron got us a shot here. I'm going to start off with this Old Forester. And we do have guests, I promise. This is a little more than a shot, this boot here, so I'm not going to fill it quite to the top. But thank you so much for this, Aaron. I say thank you. Last week I was hurting, but and then we had Sherry, 31 through 80, and I know Aaron and Sherry, we owe Zoe a couple treats from you, but try to get the guests on here. So Sherry, thank you so much for this. And Jay, this is the Old Forester. That's almost gone. And then Carnival Cruise Addicts. And we're going to be caught up with shots. And I'm 3 in already. I'm telling you, I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't a little scared, because y'all got me last week. You all got me for sure. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris, thank you so much for this. All right. And look at that. We almost got the bottle gone already. Okay. So I don't want to keep our guests waiting any longer. We have tonight Cruise Life TV and Funnelheads, Greg and Michelle and Andrew from Funnelheads. And we possibly could have one more guest that's cruising right now. It might depend on their Wi-Fi reception, as they're doing an Alaskan cruise. But these are friends of the channel. You've probably seen them before if you've watched a Coach Cruise live, because they've been on multiple times. But let's welcome Andrew from Funnelheads and Greg and Michelle from Cruise Life TV. Hey guys, what is going on?
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
I have to toast with water tonight, but here you go.
Well deserved. I mean,
Yes.
Coach, you do a lot of great content, and everybody, the whole community appreciates you.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, Tim was messaging me earlier today, and I told him, I was like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't look like we'll hit it tonight, but that's fine, you know. And he's like, oh no, you know, da da da. And I was like, to be honest, and you all know this very well, you got to keep cranking out videos. You just you have to, or you're like, you know, a flower that hasn't been watered. You know, you just start to,
You should see my grass.
My plants at work. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I do have, you know, I do have a video in the works, the notes and everything prepped and all that other stuff. So I'm hoping I will get to that tomorrow, and hopefully have that on YouTube within the next couple days. So we'll see. And yeah, Zoe's up here like, I got more treats coming, buddy. And so,
Yeah.
so this one is from Aaron. Sit. High five for Aaron. Say thank you. Say thank you. Good girl. I don't know if you heard that, Aaron, but she did say thank you. Yeah. So anyway, everybody out there, I didn't have, you know, a specific topic, you know, well, I have a topic that I want to talk about, but I wanted to allow, you know, our friends here, you know, Andrew from Funnelheads and Greg and Michelle, they had topics in mind, you know, before I had my topic. So I wanted to let them go first and kind of so who would like to go first? What are we talking about to start the show off today?
Good, Andrew.
All right. So what do you got there, Andrew?
Well, I've been thinking of this for a while because, you know, cruise lines keep adapting and trying to kind of outdo one another. You know, you have Carnival with adding the roller coaster, and Royal Caribbean adding, you know, the Aqua Theater and the amazing dive shows. So my question to everybody kind of in the chat, and for you guys as well, is what can we envision in like the next 5 or 10 years that can add to the cruise experience, whether it's a show, some type of venue, a different restaurant that maybe we haven't seen on board yet. So I've been thinking a little bit. I've thought about this, you know, a couple of years ago, actually, and I was thinking about doing a video. But I wanted to see if you guys had anything, and then we can go over, you know, a couple of my ideas that popped into my head.
Yeah, no, that's a great thought, and because it seems like they're always trying to one up one another, right? With
Yeah.
And, you know, Carnival did their thing with the roller coaster, which is really cool. But then they got the go-karts on top of the ship. They got the ice skating rinks. They got the surfing thing. They got all that stuff. So high five for Sherry and Jay. Say thank you. Good girl. That was a hearty bite.
Yeah, I think like the next cruise that we would go, if we didn't go on Carnival, I think the next one would be Norwegian, because I want to do the go-karts.
Yeah.
And they have, I think, laser tag and all these fun things, which seems to be pretty cool.
We had a cruise booked on that
We
one.
had it booked during COVID and
it
got canceled.
Yeah, it was disappointing. Because for me, that's what I would like to see. I mean, I enjoyed the roller coaster when you could put the booster on. Now they took
They
that
took
away
the
from
booster
us.
away.
Oh,
Um,
They took the booster away.
They took
They
the
did.
booster. I love that. I loved hitting that button.
I know.
gives you
I
so much
know.
power.
Exactly. So yeah, so the but I don't see Carnival putting that on a ship because another cruise line has done it. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to think of something else. And I don't know if you guys know, but on Horizon they had the IMAX theater.
Mhm.
But did you know that they closed it down?
Not
Yeah.
the IMAX. They closed down the Thrill
The
Theater.
thrill, the
Oh,
thrill.
sorry, the Thrill Theater. Sorry. Yeah.
I like the Thrill Theater. I thought that was fun.
You know, and I was looking forward to it because we've been on the Horizons like 3 or 4 times, and we've never done the Thrill Theater, and I didn't even know the Horizon had it. I didn't know you had to go to the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we went on the last cruise with John Heald, I was like, we're gonna do the Thrill Theater, and there's a big sign shut down
Shut
for
down.
good.
Yeah.
It was upsetting.
So that was disappointing. But I mean, I was thinking like what's new and upcoming. I mean, the like the Oculus thing with the visual the virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
that-
Maybe, but I mean, do they have that at all with the laser tag, or is that just laser tag?
I think it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on Norwegian.
Yeah, so maybe like I mean, we had the Oculus with the Star Wars Dojo, and you could do like the lightsaber thing. I think that would be really cool. Something different on a cruise.
that would definitely be amazing.
Mhm.
Right.
What about Brad? What do you think? I mean, what's your opinion?
Of things that they could add.
What's something that you would like to see that just like way out there, kind of, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff I've seen on other ships, you know, that I think that are really cool, you know, since I'm primarily Carnival. I like that big giant not a
Sphere?
crane, but that thing that, you know, looks above
Pearl?
the,
On the
maybe-
Royal?
yeah,
Oh, the thing that goes up, the observation like thing, that
yeah,
thing.
yeah, that kind of spins around. It's like on a big crane or whatever, and you know,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
go
that looks cool.
side. That looks cool. I like the idea of, and I've seen like plans for this, but them opening up like the back of the ship and just people, you know, having like a flat platform to where you can actually just go swimming and stuff in the middle of the ocean.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, Carnival has great slides, and I'd like to see a slide that goes right off the ship and you just land in the ocean. That would
Yeah,
be
well,
so.
that would be amazing.
How do you get back on the ship?
I don't know.
Crazy.
Right into a shark's mouth.
Maybe you get
No,
maybe
yeah,
like
right?
on Royal, you get one of those big claw things that comes
Oh
down and
my-
picks you up.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Ben has one, and this was supposed to happen already, but he says, have any of you done sports betting on Carnival? I haven't, because I don't think it exists.
I don't
So
know.
if what kind of experience they said that they were adding that. I think it was through MGM, you know, over a year ago.
Oh yeah.
It never came about. So I don't know what happened with that, but I would
Well, I
love.
think they tried to do it on the Lido deck, and then John Hild walked by and said, "You can't."
Yeah.
So yeah, in the comments, if there's anybody that has some ideas of something you'd really like to see that you don't think cruise lines have thought of or whatever, yeah, throw that in the comments.
Embarkation
says-
swing on World America. I don't know if you've seen that design yet, but that looks pretty wild. I'm kind of scared of heights though, so I think I would do it with some liquid courage, but it would be a little.
Oh yeah,
Oh, a swing. Oh, okay.
It
That
literally,
might
like
be.
lifts you out over the open water. I don't know. I probably just operates, while it's docked.
you know what'd be pretty cool? How about a bungee jump over the ocean?
Woo.
That would be fun.
Well, they do have the zip lines, on Royal Caribbean, and
Like the-
Carnival has the
the
little
short.
mini one.
But then when you go to the zip line on the islands, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is kind of fun. But well, I like the idea of the swing. I mean, that would be actually really, I don't know, thrilling and different.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Or
Well,
like thing that the Stratosphere has in Vegas, where it like dangles you over the edge.
Oh
and, like,
yeah,
almost
Uh-huh.
like pretends it drops or whatnot.
I've been in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that's pretty,
Vegas?
yeah.
Ann says, what about fishing in some way off the ship? Somebody got in trouble for that.
They
Not
did.
too
They
long
caught
ago.
a fish and they were banned, I think, for life. And I believe they
That
were.
doesn't even seem like that of a thing. Like, that seems like almost like you're tempted to do it. Like, why would, I mean, I understand somebody getting banned for jumping off the ship, for fun or whatever. And I've seen that, also.
Right.
When I went to the seafood shack, I asked the guy because it says like fresh catch of the day or whatever it is. And I'm like, where are you catching your fish? He goes, I catch it off the back of the ship.
They're in the
Thank
crew,
you. That's
balcony.
Right. Tim would like a driving range on
That
the
would
ship.
be cool, like a Top Golf type.
Yeah. Yeah, they
thing.
could put that on a sports deck or even one of those things with like a video screen, like on
Yeah.
top of the sport, like they have the little bowling alleys on the Vista and stuff like that.
I think it was Carnival back a little while ago. They used to have a net, like, just you swing into the net or whatnot. This was a while ago though, so I don't know when they removed that. But yeah, like Top Golf or a simulation type thing would be really cool.
Right.
My crazy idea, and I don't even think that it's possible, but I would love to see it, is some type of like observation room. It would have to be while the ship is probably docked or at port, but it would be underneath the water level so you can see like life. I mean, it would be amazing if it could be open while the ship's in motion, but I'm sure obviously, engineering and all that would have to go into it. But in my own thought, I was like, that would be amazing to see, all the different fish, especially in like ports like Grand Turk, where the water's so clear, but it's so deep. Everything is going on. So I would just sit there all day with a cocktail and just, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they don't have it, because you would never get out and nobody else would be able to get in.
Right.
This is Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. High five. Good girl. Okay.
This is an interesting thing, this Sean Abel. How about a headliner residency on a cruise ship? Like a really amazing band?
Yeah.
That's
And I think, a lot of people, obviously not everybody likes country or whatever, but you think of it, obviously couldn't be a huge band. Maybe they were huge at one time, and then somebody like maybe Huey Lewis and the News or something, that they're not like super popular now. But if you brought a couple of those old acts that used to be really popular and you put them on a ship, or maybe somebody that's, known like Little Big Town or something, they're not super huge or whatever, but they're big enough to where they could fill up a ship for a while, or, but they have had those, where they'll be, it's almost like a charter where they'll play for one showing, or they'll go to an island, and they haven't done that as much recently,
like
but
the 80s.
Yeah, there's I don't know which, I think it's maybe Norwegian. There's an 80s cruise in March of 2025, and the lineup is phenomenal. It's 80s and 90s. It's like Adam Ant and Sheila E. from Prince, Purple Rain, and the lineup's it's crazy.
Yeah.
I know Cookie just went. He went on a cruise that was like a rock themed cruise as well. So
that was on the Magic,
Yes, and it was a whole week of just different artists playing all throughout the cruise. And then there's another cruise coming up for like pop punk lineup. It sold out immediately, but there's like 15 bands on it. So they're definitely doing those. And then like I don't know if you guys watching Practical Jokers, the really funny show where they're just goofing around.
From my hometown, Long Island, New York.
I love those guys. I would literally cry watching them. But they've done like cruises before and like stand-up comedy as well.
Yeah.
So like they can get kind of all aspects of all different entertainment on board, and more often. I think that would be really cool.
Well, Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris, they say sports betting is available on some Carnival ships, and list the ships: Panorama, Radiance, Miracle, Sunrise, Horizon, and Dream. And I'm going on the Horizon. That's my first cruise of the summer, June 8th. So
Nice.
I
will be able to confirm that, and I'm actually looking forward to placing a couple sports bets.
Yeah, I wonder when it was added to the Miracle, because I wasn't looking for it because I forgot about it, but I didn't see it either when we went on it like 2 years ago. So it must have been pretty recent, but that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tim says I'd love Carnival to bring back golf excursions.
Oh yeah.
Sherry
Oh.
thanks everybody for the congratulations. Antoine is a top golf fan as well. North Shore Traveler says our first cruise in 2010, they had a driving range. You could hit golf balls into the net on the top deck.
That's what I remember. Thank you, Eric. I was like, am I going crazy when I was saying that?
Embarkation Nation says a glass bottom would be really cool. And Tim agrees with you, Andrew. So yeah. So absolutely. All right. Well, yeah, no, those are some great. And did you have any other ideas besides that, Andrew, or were there?
I had a list, but that one was really like something that I would love to see. Also, there may be other ships that have this. I know Carnival doesn't. MSC said they had it, but it wasn't. But I live very close to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We have a place that's called Dueling Pianos, and you literally go in and you have two piano players duking it out. They'll play, a very popular song, and then people will tip the other piano player to play something else or stop playing, and it goes back and forth, and you get sports involved, and it's just hilarious time. I would love to see an expanded piano bar, maybe double the size in venue, two piano players going at it. I think it would be a riot, and it would add so much just entertainment value to the ship.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, we love the piano bar. When the piano player is good. I mean, we've been there on some where they're not so great.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's really disappointing because that has really, like, I don't know, made some of our cruises was that piano player just at the end of the night. I mean, you just want to still have a drink and have a lot of laughs.
And it's our favorite place to go. The last night of the cruise, it's like the best place. You go, you sit down, you have your drinks, you chill out, and
it's like family in there on the last day because you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we go almost every single night, especially if the piano player is really good. I mean, we're there, we have our spot, and we're talking to the same people over and over again. And the last night, we always get a picture with everybody and the piano player, and it's just really special. But when you don't have a good one, it's very disappointing. And I would love if maybe I can try to message John and see if we could try to come up with a schedule and the names for the piano players, just like they do with the cruise directors.
They do. They do that.
You know what? That's a great point, Andrew, because if it's one of those things where, like, I'm not going to if everything's the same, like if I'm trying to decide between two ships, that could be one of the things that puts it over the top. Because if I was a coin flip between two ships and I knew Keith, who's my favorite piano bar person, if I knew he was on the ship, like, okay, at the piano bar here, so we're gonna do this one. That's honest to God. I
actually looked that up because when you were on the Thanksgiving cruise on the Celebration, Keith was on board that cruise. Yeah. So
it was last week.
We were getting on 2 weeks after you got off. We got on 2 weeks later, and I looked at his schedule, and he was getting off the same day as you were, or the following week, or something like that. Right. And that's where Maria also got off the ship too. It's
exactly. And you know what? She went back. And that was after she came on the show and did her whole retirement thing and stuff. So she's like Brett Favre, coming back. And the reason she went back was, it's not much of a pension or whatever, but she only had to work like 1 or 2 more contracts, I think. And then she would get some type of a penchin, which isn't like a significant amount, but she's like, hey, that's my money.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't care how little it is, that's going to be an every month thing or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. So she's on the Mardi Gras now. So if anybody's going on the Mardi Gras, look up Maria and tell her I said hi.
Absolutely.
Well, I love the Antoine or the dueling pianos. I did the dueling pianos in Phoenix because I used to go out there for spring training, and that was a great time down there doing the dueling piano. So I like that a lot. Lourdes says it would be great to have the lineup for comedians and musicians on board.
I agree.
Itineraries. And I'll tell you what, speaking of musicians, if I knew where Lady and the Vamps was, what they were going to next or whatever, thoroughly enjoyed them on the Carnival Magic. I know we have a couple people here, Amy and Aaron, that were on that same cruise. They can confirm that they were awesome. You know, I would if it was a coin flip between a couple different cruises, you know, that would be a deciding thing. Frankie says,
and I know it would be harder to do because the entertainment and especially the comedians, they are on very short amount of stints compared to like cruise directors, for instance. So it would be, you know, hard to keep up with, and it would change very frequently and probably be wrong a lot because they always move, you know, people around just like cruise directors. But if you had at least something to go off of and you're like, okay, there's a chance that they might be on here, I would rather take the chance and, you know, go with the other ship. So I think we can make it happen.
yeah, absolutely. And Antoine's going to be on the Mardi Gras June 22nd. So Antoine, do me a favor, go to the Alchemy Bar, go up to Maria and say, hey, Coach says hi. Told me to say hi. So she'll get a kick out of that. And I swear, Maria, she does, and some of you have seen my videos or whatever. It was so awesome. All that. That's why I love Maria. Is like she did this before I filmed it or whatever. But every time I'd go to the bar, like she'd see me from afar, and a lot of times I wanted to get my recorder ready, you know, so I could record it, and I'd always miss it because she'd always start before I'd start recording whatever. But you know that thing where she goes, "Cruise Coach," you know, yeah. I love the way she says, "Yeah." She, you know, like, yeah. I don't know how she does it, but yeah, no, she's just amazing personality and just awesome. I love her. And look at that, Greg and Michelle, you two, you're on the show and you're doing super. Look at you guys.
He said we had to pay you to be on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no,
Because you don't have enough subscribers.
Right.
I'll tell you what. Slowly but surely, 10,000's that next really. I mean, well, every 1,000 one is good, but then you know once you get over 5, then it's kind of like, okay, what's the next big one? Then it's 10. Then I guess 15 would be after that. But Zoe, come here. We're all caught up, so you get another treat here. And this one is from Greg and Michelle. You see Greg and Michelle right there?
Hi.
Right here. Look at the treat. You see? Oh, yes, you see. So high five for Greg and Michelle.
All right.
The hand. There you go. What do
There
you
we
say?
go.
What do you say? Say thank you. Say thank you. There you go.
You're welcome.
Party thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. Thank you, Greg and Michelle.
We did a lot of drinking over the weekend, so Michelle's a little bit
Did I miss one?
reserved.
I'm reserved. I'm trying not to have a headache, actually.
Did you lose something?
I lost my cap.
Oh.
So it says North Shore. Did North Shore Travelers give you a thing?
Was that for tonight, Eric, or did I miss one last?
One a little while ago, it came through.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Let me scroll back up here. I'm sorry about that. Let's see.
We were too busy yakking away, as Chris might say.
Oh yeah, sure enough. We got Eric. Okay.
I think you owe him two.
Eric. Okay. Eric NST. So you are 1 through 10, and you got to started on the next one actually, and then we got Cruise Life TV right after you, and that is 11 through 25. And Eric, I mean, normally it's the 15 for the shot, but since I missed yours, I'm gonna make up for it.
Oh, you're going for the good stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, partly because we're empty. so
Well,
it's
thank
really
you.
my
Remember
own
that.
option at this point. But you know, we can never be disappointed about Blanton's. So I'm gonna put the Blanton's in here, and then I'm gonna pour it in a bigger cup so I can just sip out of it.
Yeah, you got to enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a shot drink.
Nope, absolutely not. And then we got Cruise Life TV. We got our $5 chip. So Carnival just made $5 because that's probably not going to be spent. I did think about spending it though. I thought about making a really big bet and putting that $5 chip on top of the big bet. And then I'm
Yeah.
lost saying, here, give me my $5. Here's $5. Don't take that one.
I'm only sad that we didn't think about having John Heald sign it personally. That's the we should, that would
yeah, and you know what? For anybody that's joining the show that didn't know this, I know I've mentioned this on previous shows, but Greg and Michelle actually, and Greg filmed, they got the big fish. They got they got the marlin on the none of us, so many content creators wish they could have gotten what these two did, Cruise Life TV. And what was that? What was that you two did?
Well, we interviewed the man behind the mic, the icon of the seas,
John
Heald. Yeah.
It was fantastic. And the funny thing is, we never interviewed we were going to do Lee Mason. Lee actually wanted us to interview him, but we couldn't get approval from corporate.
Fast enough.
So we got the approval from corporate for John, and it was the first interview Michelle ever did. And she said to John, "I'm so nervous. I've never done this before." And John's like, "You did good."
Yeah. No, it was a great interview. I mean, I watched the whole thing. You asked great questions and stuff like that. So, Zoe, come here. Did I do the thing for Zoe? Yeah, I did. Okay. You were gonna try to get an extra treat. I'll give you a hot dog bite since you came back. All right, but North Shore Travelers, thank you. And I'm just sipping on this. This is the blend, so we're not going to shoot this. But
that's good stuff.
Thank you so much. Eric, I swear to God, I thought, I'm like, was I so drunk that I missed one from last weekend? I probably did. I probably missed a couple, but I know I went back and watched it, and Derek at some point said I needed to make up like 7. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I know I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk. He was trying to get me to do 7 shots. I was already gone. I was like, no.
Oh my gosh. It was funny, Greg. I was busy doing a lot of stuff, and Greg's like, come here, Michelle. You got to see Coach. He's sloshed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, does he have to work tomorrow? What the heck?
Well, you know what? And I was telling a friend, I said, I'm always going to go to work after these shows because, I know people are watching, and there's always haters out there, right? So if I ever don't come to work after one of these shows because of doing shots or whatever, somebody's going to say something.
Oh yeah, 100.
So I had to tough it out, and I was chugging water all day, and I'm not going to say it was easy.
Well, just be careful now, dude. I mean, if you drive into work, that could still be in your system. So you got to be very careful.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It released itself at some point,
Oh, okay, good. Better out than in, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Get it out of there. Yeah.
Sure.
That to me.
Arnold Cruise Addicts wants to know what the blue stuff you're drinking is, Andrew.
Oh, okay. So it's funny because I think, Brad, you were talking about what you do or if you try to slim down before your cruises or whatnot.
That's my topic, actually.
So we're leaving next Friday for like the month of June, basically. So I'm trying my best to slim down. So this is just vodka, Mio, and water, and I use the blackberry blueberry mix or whatever, so trying to save on some calories.
Hey, Andrew, are you standing right now or are you sitting?
I'm standing.
Oh, because if you were sitting, I was going to stand up.
Like all your videos, you're standing, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think, because you look thin. I mean, I don't see any fat or anything on you extra that you don't need.
But yeah, no, I can't sit for a long period of time. I'm too fidgety, which people comment in my videos all the time. They're like, you make me dizzy because I'm always doing this while I'm talking, but I just can't sit.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you were sitting, stand up, because I want to see the rest of you, because you look perfectly thin. You're like a toothpick.
I appreciate it. But there's definitely too many beers and food.
You're like this thing here. You're like a little,
Well, Greg and Michelle, so like, is there another topic that you wanted to touch on before we?
Well, we were thinking about, I mean, we were discussing topics, and we thought maybe a fun topic would be kind of things that you don't want to happen to you, which has already happened to us.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure everybody has a story. One of our stories is, for example, we were on a cruise. We were on the Mardi Gras last May, actually a year ago, and we were on Cape Canaveral. And I don't remember what I forgot. I think it was my camera bag or something.
Yes, it was. So we decided that we were going to stay overnight in a hotel, so we wouldn't have to have the stress of driving up there in the morning. So we went up there. I guess, was it Friday night or something?
We went up. I think it was Friday night, and we stayed the night.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I think it was that day that
same day.
So that same day. So we realized when we were unloading the car to get into the hotel that we left the camera bag.
Yeah. Of all things, the camera bag.
So
it couldn't have been my passport.
So I mean, so luckily, I mean, we didn't live too far away, and
my daughter Caitlin, who I think is the 7,000 subscriber that you got today.
She said it. She saw it flip over.
She said she saw it flip from 6.99 to 7,000 when she hit the subscribe button.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? The reason I didn't comment on that specifically is because Liz messaged me, and she said that she had messaged her family.
Oh, to subscribe.
And that they saw it hit 7,000. So like, I didn't want to say like, okay,
yeah,
I didn't want to say conflict or whatever. So I was like, well, somebody did it. I don't know who it was, but
Well, whatever it was in the family.
Right. Yep. So, but anyway, so then they met us.
We drove halfway back. My daughter came halfway up. We met. We got it, and that was fine. I mean, I think that was like the worst thing.
Well,
for us,
same cruise. Remember? Then we get on board.
Oh, again, I get on board, and I'm like, "Where's my wallet?" My wallet was still in the car.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So
the passport was in the camera bag.
Yeah. So he would have left his passport and the camera bag. So that then, after all of that, we're like, whew. And then we get on board, and we're like, luckily we get into the room early and stuff, and so we're unloading everything, and then he couldn't find his wallet. Luckily, we had enough time for him to get out.
I ran back to the car.
Oh wow!
Go to the car, found it. It wasn't like, lost. It was in.
No, it was sitting right on my seat.
Yeah,
the driver's seat. I opened the door, and like there it was.
Yeah, so that was good. So those are kind of the mistakes, and as careful as we are, as many lists as we have, and as careful as we are, you still make mistakes.
Yeah, and like even Caitlin, it was her wedding, her honeymoon vacation. She flew down to Tampa. Well, didn't fly, but she was in Florida. She drove to Tampa. Halfway to Tampa, she's like panicking. She calls me up after the wedding. She says, "I can't find my passport." Well, long story short, they got on board. Later on, they found the passport in her bag in a different pocket that she never checked.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story, I guess, is just calm down, relax, don't rush.
Right. Take your time. Kind of check your surroundings before you leave the car. Count your bags. How many bags do we have? But no rushing. Don't rush, because rushing always
that's when you make the
mistakes.
Yeah.
So
No,
anyway.
No, that's a good thought. And I remember one time we were heading to the airport, and I forgot something, and I came back into the house, and I came into this very office, and lo and behold, I looked on the desk, and my passport was sitting there.
Oh.
And
it wasn't my passport that I thought I left behind. I forget what I came in for. But just by some fluke, I came in for it, and I saw my passport. I was about to go to the airport without my passport. I could have got on the plane without the passport, and I didn't have the birth certificate and everything else. I would have been stuck. So by a miracle of me forgetting something else and just happening to go back in, I saw my passport there. So
right.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. It's definitely something as you learn more, you want to make sure, your bags are packed. Okay, everything is here. All the paperwork is here. Whatever we need is here,
That's why we clear a space in our dining room. We take everything off the dining room table. We put all of our luggage, line it all up. Everything is there. So when you leave, you make sure there's nothing else on that table.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got Seg back. Good to see you.
Hey!
Hey, Sag.
Good to see
Been a
you.
while.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So yeah, great point. Absolutely great point about that. Now, my topic was going to be, and actually Andrew's already touched on it. And I posted a little something on Facebook because I saw on another group they did a meme or whatever, like 3 weeks from the cruise, stop eating or something like that. And honestly, that's the situation that I'm in right now. It's because, I have 2 cruises almost back to back. I'm on the Carnival Horizon starting June 8th, and I'm on the Carnival Venezia June 18th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay a night in Miami once I get off the Horizon, and then fly just direct up to New York to get on the Venezia. But so I'm pumped about that because I haven't been on the Venezia yet. But what was my point here? Oh yeah, it's the thing. So like, I know I'm going to gain weight. Like, I don't want to go on a cruise and restrict myself. Like, okay, yeah, you can't have this or you can't have that. I like to indulge. I like to eat what I want to eat, and I like to drink Lord knows I'm going to drink. Yeah, so it's all going to happen. So I know I'm going to gain weight. So I'm in the mode right now where I'm like, all right, cut weight. And then that way, once you get off these cruises, you'll be at a weight that like isn't ridiculous. And maybe you can, get yourself back in some kind of shape or whatever. So I'm trying to get in really good shape now, and I'm having a little bit of success. You always want more success, but try to work. So I guess my topic was, in the comments, if anybody out there has before a cruise like gone on a diet or something with that same type of mentality, knowing that you're going to go on the cruise, you're going to indulge, you're going to eat a lot, you're going to drink a lot, whatever, and you're like, So in the comments, if anybody's like dieted before a cruise, or maybe you just want to look better in your bathing suit, I don't know. And we do have some new people that just joined us. So and we got some more comments. Let me go through those really quick. Wow, we had a lot of comments that I missed.
Well, the great thing about being on a cruise too is you walk so many steps that you're basically losing the weight anyway. That's how I put it.
It used to be easier when we did 1 cruise a year.
Yeah.
Now that we're doing like 3-4 cruises a year, it's like, well, okay, I'm not getting back to the weight I used to be because I'm always like 1 more pound more than,
Yeah.
I will say when we did the Alaska cruise, though, we actually got back and we were pretty much the same weight when we left because we did so much like hiking and activities and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, walking on the ship around and about. So that was really cool. I like that a lot. But the Caribbean, forget about it. I mean, all the beers, the food, it's over.
We got some good ones here. We got Lourdes, and Spain Carnival took our passport. So I thought, that's fine. I have my driver's license. Well, left my driver's license in Florida at another purse. So that's bad. Tim had a friend from Ohio, came to Florida for a cruise with us and forgot all her pants. She was probably pretty popular on that cruise, walking around with no pants. Or quite the talk of the cruise. We got Harold. Oh, we got Robert. Robert is here. Thanks for joining, Robert. And then we have Daryl. Hey, everyone, been out of the mix for a while. Glad to pop in for a few minutes, and we're glad you did, sir. Thank you. Texas Cruiser saying hello to the Carnival Cruise addicts.
That's funny.
Tim, regarding the pants, they were at Walmart getting pants.
Just before they close the night before you cruise. That's funny.
You got to do what you got to do.
Hey.
Lourdes says, gained 10 pounds on my transatlantic cruise, and I'm going on the Vista in July. So working on losing those 10 pounds and all. Oh, congratulations, Lourdes.
Almost there.
What,
Yeah.
Lourdes, if I may ask, what is your secret here? How are you losing the weight?
Well,
Mhm.
when she took the cruise over, she swam back.
Yeah.
There you go.
The
Aaron says-
transatlantic cruise has got to be hard though, because there's not many stops on that to be, walking around. with
Yeah.
a lot of food.
To get up and walk. Well, I mean, there is the workout.
The gym,
The
fitness
gym.
center. Yeah.
I don't know. Not that I've ever been there, but
My wife
I don't-
goes most mornings, but I feel like that's just not the point of vacation. So,
So I could tell you where everything is on a cruise ship. Just tell me the cruise ship, and I'll tell you where it is. Just don't ask me where the fitness center is. I have no-
Right.
agreed. On all my ship tours that I do all of it. She does the gym. I don't even step in it.
That's funny. Eric says a comedian once told us on a cruise, if you're not eating on a cruise, you are losing. Advice to live by.
Agreed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, I know I'm going to eat and I'm going to enjoy what I eat. So I'm not gonna worry. That's why I want to lose the weight ahead of time, so I have a cushion. So Lourdes says gain 10 pounds. Oh, I already put that up. Carnival Cruise Addict says one of the good things about the XL class ships is that you get so many steps, you can burn off some of those extra calories. Yeah, if you want to walk the stairs, which not everybody.
Mhm.
Our resident comedian is here, so I got to put his comment up. I haven't seen it yet. Because I'm already a fat bleep, so I try to cut down on bad food ahead of time and walk much more than usual while traveling. Hey, whatever works, Brad.
That's the best comment ever.
Yeah,
you know what I find, like, if I'm I try not to eat junk food when I'm at home or whatever, but that's not so easy. But but I find that the food on board ship, because there's not a lot of preservatives and chemicals and things like that, like, even though you're eating maybe more than you would because it's cleaner, then it's not quite so bad. I mean, now when you add in the cocktails and things like that, then you're going to add up your calories, but at least, I mean, that is a bonus,
Yeah. The one thing I would say is, which we don't really drink it anymore, is the fountain water. They have to add like some type of like sodium or salt into it to do something, so you bloat a little bit by drinking that. So we try to avoid drinking the tap water. I don't mind drinking it with like ice, but I was like, my ankles would get a little bit bigger and around my wrists.
Are you talking about soda, or are you talking about just their tap
Out
water?
of the tap.
The fountain tap water, yeah. I forget
really?
what they add to it, but a lot of people say the same thing. Like when I wear my wedding ring, even I can't even get it on after a couple days on the cruise. And I mean, that might be the food too.
All right, we
Wow,
got Rick, the Texas Cruiser, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. He says, I sail on the Oasis class a lot lately, and you definitely get your steps in walking around those ships. Amy, in response to that, said, we were on the Wonder last year and we'll be on the Harmony next year. Love the Oasis class. Let's see what else. North Shore Travelers, I'm on what I call the Bolt diet, aka roller coaster diet. I do good for a bit and lose 10 pounds, and then I slack a bit and gain it back. Then I lose 10 again, and so on. Yeah, I've been on that diet before too, Eric.
I think we all have been on
I
that.
can relate to that quite a bit. Antoine Marbley says the fitness center is always near the spa. Yes, it is. My wife and I always pay a visit to the spa. Do you always pay a visit to the fitness center also, Antoine? That's the question. Texas Cruiser says, I've sailed Allure several times. Amy, I'm booked on the Harmony next October. Love those ships. And Robert says, I just go by the philosophy that salad is not food, but means I like that. I like that, Robert.
Great comments.
Yeah.
Well done. Speaking of comments, do you? We have our two guests, and I asked them if they had a couple would you rather questions. And since we're already, believe it or not, we're already in the last 10 minutes of our hour.
Wow.
Aaron says I've been on the Bolt diet for 5 years.
I've been on it for 20.
Yeah, I feel the same. So yeah, Andrew, since you started off with the topic, how about you start us off with the first would you rather question, and everybody put in the comments what you feel here. That,
Actually, can somebody go for? I forgot what mine was.
oh no, that's okay. So Greg and Michelle, I guess
Okay.
you're starting us off on this one.
So we really didn't even think about this, but we could brainstorm something really quick. I mean, like we can do like, how about this? Would you rather forget your pants or would you rather forget your shirt? If you were going to forget something, which would you rather forget?
I think that's a tougher question for women. You know, I think guys, it's going to be probably the shirt.
The shirt.
Mhm.
Unless it's a Coach Cruz shirt. I would
Yeah.
never forget that.
There you go.
That I can't get at Walmart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's it. Well, gosh.
So, I mean,
Would you rather, I don't know, forget your clothes or forget your shoes? For me, I mean, finding good shoes is kind of hard. So you can always get some T-shirts at the on board ship, and I don't know.
how about, would you rather forget your credit card or would you rather forget your cash if you had it separate? How many people use a credit card? How many people use cash when you're on the islands and you're buying things?
Mm,
You know?
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we're getting some answers here.
oh, forget the shirt.
Shirt. Pants.
Pants because it's easier to find shirts. Yeah. Robert says shirt.
Cash.
Not salad. Forget the shirt. The shirt. Aaron, Aaron is saying pants. I gotta put that one up there. I like it. Wait, what's the cash for? What am I missing here?
That's cash
that was
or
our
credit.
second. That was our
Yeah.
That was our second question we put out there. But
Oh,
See,
okay.
I don't use credit cards on the islands.
Oh,
I use
yeah,
everything.
the credit card or the cash. Yeah, I got you. Okay. And Texas Cruiser says I use both. Lourdes says, I'd say for women, the shirt, we still have our bras. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Lourdes. I like your thinking there.
Yeah.
Brad says with the card, I can obtain cash if necessary. Sherry says card. Glad to see you're still with us here, Sherry. North Shore Traveler says depends on how much I'm drinking. Pants if I have had quite a few. Shirt if I'm not just getting started. Sandy says cash. Ben says cash. Okay, I have one that I thought of on the walk here. What's the name of the show where they had like three things that you could pick from? They gave you like the choice of this, the choice of that, or you could take the mystery.
let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. Okay, so here's my let's make a deal. Would you rather? Okay, you can have $1,000 of fun play in the casino, and for those of you that don't know how fun play works, basically, if you bet $100 on a blackjack hand or whatever, and you win that hand, they will give you, because you're going to win $100, right? They're going to give you $200 back in real money. And that's how it works. So you got to basically convert the fake money to real money. So your choice for door number 1 is $1,000 of fun play. Your choice for door number 2 is you get 90 minutes at the Alchemy Bar, sitting next to John Heald, having a discussion and talking with him, or you get the mystery door. Or you get the mystery door. So you can have $1,000 of fun play, 90 minutes with John Heald's full attention, you and him drinking, talking at the bar, at the Alchemy Bar, no less, with your drinks included, or the mystery door. And so what would you choose? Put in the comments either 1,000, John Heald, or mystery. Texas.
Yeah.
You need $1,000. Amy needs pants, she says, by the way. Antoine's taking the mystery door. Okay. Carnival Cruise Addicts, John Heald for our yakety yak, no question. Lourdes Rio says, I'm a gambler. So mystery. Okay, Lourdes is doing the mystery. Tim's saying $1,000. Daryl wants 90 minutes with John. Ken is 1,000. Seg is 1,000. Frankie says door number 3 wants the mystery door. And I don't even know what the mystery door is. I got to admit. Sorry if You were waiting to see what the mystery door was. I didn't think that far. So the mystery door is whatever you want it to be, I guess.
Nothing.
Yay, then I win.
With John, Brad, 90 minutes of mystery. Healed Will G is doing the mystery. Sherry says John became it's priceless. Cheryl says fun plays, taking the 1,000. Or Cheryl's taking the 1,000. Rick is saying John Healed was a very close second, though. Michelle, if Mystery Door is an interview with Christine Duffy, I'll take that. It could be. It could be. It's still a mystery and it will remain a mystery. Lourdes says both door 1 and door 2. You don't get Lourdes, you only get one. See, that's the let's make a deal version there. Brad 8 says I get nervous about mystery doors. Couldn't sit for a week. Oh, geez. There's our resident comedian, Brad. All right.
What's interesting is that John Heald was actually talking about a mystery cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where it would be John Heald, Christine Duffy, and it's a destination to you don't know where. You don't know where the ship's going to go.
Mhm.
And he's thinking that like that might be something that they're going to work on and put out there probably like in a couple of years.
That'd be cool.
That would be a lot of
Although
fun.
I
Would you
wouldn't
do
know how would you know what to pack for? You're like, am I going?
Well,
Well, if it's a
if it's out of Miami, you know it's going to go to the Caribbean kind of
Yeah.
thing. So you know how many days it's going to be or whatever, but you don't know what islands and
what
you know,
stops or what they're going to do on board, and it's just going to be everything's going to be a mystery.
right?
which-
Yeah. That's really cool.
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I did see something on, I don't know, it was on Netflix or something like that, where they had the guests choose what their next port was going to be. They voted on it. They'd all get together like in a room or
Interesting.
whatever, and then they got to pick what their next port would be or whatever. So it was kind of an interesting concept. So that's kind of cool.
Wonder how that would work with the port schedule, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I guess they had it set up where they could go to either one or whatever. So, all right. So, Andrew, did you get your would you rather in mind yet?
Yes. So if you had an all expense cruise paid for, would you rather go to Australia, Hawaii, or let's say Iceland?
Ooh, I'm taking Iceland on that one because I've been to Hawaii and I'm doing Australia this summer. So Iceland is definitely on the bucket list. That's all. And you've done that. You've done Iceland, right?
I've done Iceland, not Hawaii or Australia yet, but they're on the list. Hopefully, we'll get there.
And you
soon.
did the hot springs and all that.
Yeah, oh yeah. We went to the Blue Lagoon actually like a couple of weeks before the volcano erupted. So it was like crazy that it literally was right there.
So look, we got all these Australias, and then Carnival Cruise Addict says Iceland. I say Australia. Ken is saying Iceland. Okay. Greg and Michelle, Australia.
Nice.
Eric, Australia. You know what? I'm feeling kind of good about doing Australia now this summer.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to Australia. So I was a little, I think Andrew and I were talking about this one time. It's like some of these far away trips, since not that many people do them, they don't get a lot of views or whatever. And I really feel like that's true in terms of what we do in the cruise content and whatever, because you want to watch what you're going to do or what, right?
Yeah.
So maybe over time it'll get a lot of views, one of those things. But yeah, that's the thing. So I know I'm doing the Australia July, toward the end of July or whatever, and I'm super pumped about that.
So are you flying over to Australia, Brad, or are you doing a cruise from somewhere to?
No, yeah, flying to Sydney.
Okay.
Probably try to get there 2 or 3 days early, adjust to the time zone, everything else like that. And then it's 15 days. I think we got 4 or 5 stops, different points of Australia. And then a couple of the other stops are Lombok, Indonesia, and Bali. And then it's like a day at sea, and then you end up in Singapore. And we're thinking about potentially getting off in Bali and just letting the ship go to Singapore. I mean, Singapore looks amazing, and several people have said, "Oh no, you got to go to Singapore or whatever." But it's a city. I live in a city, or the tropical scenic beauty,
Right.
and Bali and Lombok, the beautiful waters, the rocks coming out of the water, everything else like that. That seems so much more appealing to me.
Then how do you get back home? Or are you just going to stay in Bali?
Yeah. That's going to be the hard part.
He's
right?
doing live from Bali.
Absolutely.
I do hear that Singapore is gorgeous, though. I mean, it's a city like no other.
Well, I mean, I've been watching several YouTube videos on it and stuff, and it looks amazing. But you could say the same thing for Bali and Lombok too. You know, I mean, there's just so much beauty there, or whatever. So, believe it or not, we are. Oh, Sherry has been to Singapore. Well, Sherry, we're going to talk about that. Maybe you can talk me into going to Singapore. But yeah. So, well, hey, you two being Funnelheads and Cruise Life TV, thank you all so much for joining. And we still have 22 people online. I didn't ask the entire show because I always forget. But if you haven't already hit the like button on the show, if you could hit that like button, that would be awesome. And we just lost Cruise Life TV. What happened to him? So yeah, but Andrew, thank you for joining as always. And for those of you that, haven't already joined Funnelheads, go over on their channel, check them out. Is there anything else you want to say about what you have upcoming on the Funnelheads channel, like any videos or any? Well, I know you have a cruise on the Venezia because I'm getting on basically right after you.
Yeah, we're missing each other. I get off the same day you get on, but no, I just want to say congratulations. 7,000 is a huge deal. I mean, it's amazing, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. We kind of started this journey together, so every time you hit a milestone, I just love it. So really congrats. And yeah, we go on the MSC Meraviglia first, then we do the Carnival Venezia. I wish we were there with you as you get on and we get off, but we're gonna go visit some family afterwards. My grandfather passed away last week, so I'm gonna go see my grandmother and brother in New Jersey, and then we're actually going to go to Long Island to spend some time with Michelle's family. So it's going to be great. We're going to be gone really most of June, and then this week's crazy. After we get back, it's going to be work grind back again until we go on the celebration in October. But it's going to be busy, and we're really excited. 2 ships that we've never been on, and yeah, it's going to be
What
awesome.
part of Long Island is she from?
She's from Suffolk County, Ronkonkoma, if you know that.
Oh,
area.
okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's got a lot of her family still up there. And we don't visit that often because, again, we live by the beach. So usually they come down to us, but we're going to be in that area. So it just makes sense to to visit everybody all at once.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then Cruise Life TV, what do you have in store for the summer and videos upcoming, things like that?
So actually, our match game is taking off really well. And anybody who hasn't seen it yet, join on board. Friday nights, we do the match game with Controversial Cruising, the Carnival Cruise Addicts. We have special guests. We want you to be on our show. I mean, actually, both of you. We'd like to have Andrew and Brad, the 2 of you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're busy during the summer, but maybe toward the later part or something like that. We'd love to have you. As be a guest.
I'll get on there at some point for sure.
So Scott's, as you know, Scott's out. He's cruising now, and so it's kind of like a 2-week gap. We'll be back
June 7th.
Yeah, and for the summer, I guess we really don't have much. We will be working.
We're going to be working to pay for our cruises that we have coming up.
We have a lot of cruises planned, and I can't wait to New Year's Eve.
October, New Year's Eve,
and then
February. Next,
Greg and Michelle and I will be on the Carnival Vista. And you know what? I've already booked the New Year's Eve for the year after that. You know what ship I'm on?
The Vista?
What?
The Vista. The itinerary is amazing again. The Vista, not this upcoming New Year's Eve, but the one after, it's doing I think Aruba, Grand Turk, and Celebration Key or something crazy.
Wow.
3 amazing ports. It's okay, I guess we're going to do the Vista again. I mean, why wouldn't we?
And the Cove Balcony again.
Yeah, I don't even know what I put down yet, but
Yeah.
I'm pumped on the Carnival Horizon. That's coming up June 8th. So I'm just like super excited about that. The registration, 17 days out or whatever, is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
You stayed up till 12 a.m.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, for you it's 12. For me it'll be 11 because
Gotcha.
an hour break or whatever. But yeah, I'll be signing in to get that early check-in time to be one of the first on the ship. Robert says, congratulations on the 7,000. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, Robert. Appreciate Cruise Life TV and Funnelheads. They're frequent guests. We love them. And if you haven't already subscribed to their channels, make sure you go check them out and hit that subscribe button. Again, the great thing about subscribing to channels on YouTube or whatever, doesn't cost anything. It's like a free magazine subscription. Magazines pile up a little bit. You never know which one that one magazine you're going to pick up and be like, oh, this is a really good magazine,
And there's nothing good on TV anymore.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
this way you get to pick what you like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Will G was going on a cruise like every other week, and he's getting on the Horizon Saturday. Will, keep it in one piece for me. I want it to be in one piece. I want at least keep the Alchemy Bar and the Guys Anchor in one piece for me, because those will be two places I'll be visiting a little bit. Sherry says, to Will, have a wonderful time. And yeah, anybody that has an upcoming cruise or whatever, have a great cruise. And again, thank you everybody today. Again, if you can hit that like button on your way out, appreciate it. And thank you everybody who's a subscriber. And again, if you're not a subscriber to Andrew with the Funnelheads and Greg and Michelle on Cruise Life TV, or Carnival Cruise Addicts, or Controversial Cruising, any of and North Shore Travels, Eric from North Shore Travels. And I apologize if I missed somebody that is a cruise content creator. Texas Cruiser is doing it too. So anybody else, I apologize if I missed your name, but go check them out. And Aaron is ending the night by telling me my team still sucks.
Oh, gee.
Aw.
That's what a Cardinal fan does. But all right, everybody, and thank you both again for joining. And next week, all 17 of you that are still on, Cookie is going to be on this show. And I mean, for all I know, it's his first live show, his first live appearance since leaving Carnival, and he's going to be on Coach Cruise live. Wow. I cannot wait to be hanging out with Cookie. And you all will get to be in the comments and asking him questions and say, hey, Cookie, are you coming back to Carnival? Please come back. Please come back.
I got a lot to say to Cookie.
Ask him if he's going to MSC, because that's where Dr. E went. And I have a sneaky suspicion that that's what he's thinking too. But
it could be. And that could be one of the questions or whatever. And we'll see how he responds to some of those questions next week. If you are watching, you want to make sure you check that out. And Aaron says Cookie, boom. There we go. All right. So, all right, everybody, we are 13 minutes over. And again, thank you, everybody. And again, Funnelheads, Cruise Life TV, go check them out.
Thanks for having us, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Right.
With Cookie next week, we'll see you all. All right. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care.
Have a great week.